mine.
Oh, sorted.
Oi! Why do you have to deal with her?
Just leave it!
What are you talking about leaving?
Leave her alone.
Stupid bitch.
I'm sorry. Leave her! He's the one that killed me sister. I'm gonna kill you. We're not getting involved. What happened to protecting each other? We protect ourselves. She won't help you. She's his skip. Look! I'll jump on any kind of rhythm and I'll burn that killer with a wordplay now that I learned. I've got a word that flows on my problem straight out of London. What happens when a girl's weak? Every man jumps on her. The only way you'll survive is to become like them. Break your neck, neck. Watch me stay up. Everybody wait up. Break your neck, neck. Everybody wait up. Watch me stay up. You call her escape to our face. Revenge is messy.
That was something.
So, what did you guys like about the trailer?
I like the juxtaposition like between like the male and then the female, like how they kind of like take over almost. Like in the beginning, it was like kind of men kind of like dominated and kind of like, you know, there's kind of hierarchy. The men kind of beating down on the women. Then mid like the climax of the trailer, then you see the juxtaposition with the women kind of be more dominant and, you know, behaving quite aggressive. And yeah, that's quite awesome. Alex?
I like the personally. I like the intertitles. If you know what intertitles are, it's basically like the words that came up, like in a man's world is sisterhood. I like that. That came up. That was very telling and intriguing.
I like the mise en scène that they used. Like it represented the actual age group, like in the trailer, like how the girls were in trackies, and it represented like the word scare. It represented like through the clothing and the actions that they were doing. Yeah.
I liked how girls could fight back because you don't see that every day.
It's not a norm, is it? It's kind of like they're subverting, really.
Subverting the conventions.
What else? The use of music, it wasn't like typical
non-diegetic sounds.
Yeah, it wasn't like typical like music that girls would actually listen to. I don't know what type of music it was, but it was like different. Yeah, like grime. It was like more, I don't think it was grime. I think it was like more like underground.
Urban, they might say.
It's actually grime.
Okay, but it didn't sound
It
like
fits the purpose.
Yeah. Okay, but I think it doesn't fit.
And the beat will be dropped when someone got hit as well. Like.
I don't know, but I just don't think it goes. But it's like it contrasts, which is good.
I think it quite does really, because the music is kind of used. It's grime is kind of dominated by males, and the whole point of it is to show how girls fight back. And so obviously the girls are kind of dressed in like, you know, they dress in hoodies and stuff, kind of reflecting male characteristics. And so the music I feel kind of suits it. So I don't really see your point there. Yeah.
What else to say about it in terms of like light? Like the lighting, like in gangster films, like the convention is low key lighting, which is reflected in the trailer.
But I feel like it should have been light when we see the girl die. You want to actually see how she died. Like,
I feel like the trailer kind of gives too much away. Like
that's what you feel like.
I feel like it gives too much away of like. So we know that there's a girl that dies, girl fight back. As when more trailers should give like a snippet, so it's like leave it for like a cliffhanger, exactly. So we should want more.
The girl died. We wanna know the build up.
Maybe they should cut off the bit like to kind of, how can I explain it? Basically, whatever happened to her happens, but we don't know what happens to her after. But we just kind of see that she's dead. So it's kind of like when we watch the movie.
It's my home. Get out now.
No, this is not your house. Now, what's your name?
My name is Bill Wilkins, and I'm 72 years old.
What do you make of that voice?
Sounds confused. Is he senile?
The voice on this tape is coming from an 11-year-old girl. They're calling it England's Amityville. There is a family that desperately needs our help.
After everything we've seen, there isn't much that rattles either of us anymore. But this one still haunts me. Does it feel like the voice is coming from inside you?
More like it's coming from behind me. Like I'm being used.
Janet, are you all right?
Stop calling me
Janet.
She's such a good girl. What's there wrong with her?
An oppressing spirit will try to force you to commit the ultimate sin.
And what's that?
Murder, suicide, or both.
You believe us, don't you?
Sensing a presence?
I'm not sensing anything. All I can sense is their own fear.
Honey, you're bleeding. What is happening?
I had a premonition of your death.
Who's that?
The family's just a pawn. Something inhuman wants to kill you. If we keep doing this, you're going to die.
Conventions, I think that is kind of very cliche in a sense, like horror house, you know.
She doesn't answer the question, bro.
Yeah, but you know what the question is. Like,
you know.
Yeah.
Relaxing.
So yeah, like I said, it's just very cliche and typical. It follows the same theme as a horror story would, like the horror house, like I said. Haunted house, and kind of possessed daughter or son.
Yeah, but it's not really anything new.
Yeah.
It's a horror film that we've already seen before, basically.
Yeah, I think it follows the horror films conventions because like, in most horror films, like, there's always that perfect family in the beginning, and then there's something wrong, and then like
it's climax and just The good thing about it is that they use lots of correlation. Like there's a lot of anchorage. Like in the beginning, you know, in the sorry. In the beginning, there was correlation with when they would say something, it was correlation like with what was happening. So correlation between dialogue and what was actually happening in the event.
voiceover.
No.
Also, it follows the conventions, the formalistic conventions of a trailer, because it says the release date, and at the end it says that all the social medias you can find the film on. Yeah. And it says the title of the film as well.
When you see release dates on trailers, does that and you like the film, does that make you want to wait for it?
No.
Yeah,
it definitely does, but it depends because it would make me more excited to want to watch it if it was kind of more brief. I know I keep emphasizing that, but if it was more brief, I would want to watch it because it's not giving too much away. I feel like I've almost watched the whole movie. I would like watch the whole movie.
Obviously, there's gonna be more scenes.
Pardon?
There's gonna be more scenes than that.
Yeah, I know, but it summarizes the whole film. I feel like it summarizes.
It needs to, so we get understanding.
I know, but what I'm saying is it gives too much understanding to a point that I feel like because it already conforms already to it. I mean, it's just a typical cliche thing. That if they show brief scenes, then I would want to watch it even more. You know what I mean? Because there might be that different thing, but because it's such a cliche type of, film, I just feel like I've seen it before. So, yeah, I feel like I've seen it before. So. The release date is kind of like, okay, it's interesting, but it'll be more interesting if it was more brief because I would want to watch it.
Really and truly, the release date just makes you watch it online. You don't even end up going to the cinema. You're too eager. You just want to watch it, get over it, done with. So sometimes they don't even put the release date.
What?
Don't put it. Coming soon. Coming soon.
Oh, coming
Oh,
soon.
okay.
That's
Yeah, fair enough.
unpredictable. We don't know when they're gonna just come out.
I don't think it should be coming soon, to be honest. That's like earlier trailers, but like you have to say the date is coming on, so that you can go to the cinema. You're just not gonna be coming soon, then guess the release dates. Doesn't happen.
Yeah, well, obviously you can leave it until like the last week.
No, those are teasers. Those are not really necessarily official trailers. Those are teasers.
Anyway, so anything you guys, Chindi, Gregory, Alex, what did you dislike about it?
Excuse me?
What I don't like about the trailer. I have to kind of agree with Valerie a little bit. But there's too much given away. You know? It should have been like a 1 minute trailer, so you know. But like, I felt like the trailer was quite long. Too much.
Definitely.
Needs to be cut down.
Just gives too much away for us. It's already like cliche enough. Like it's just giving too much away. It feels like we've already summed up the film, so it's not really exciting that much.
In comparison to the Sketch trailer and this one, which one did you guys prefer?
Sketch.
I prefer this one.
Why Sketch? For those who don't
I prefer Sketch because it's more. Although they're both lengthy, but length is kind of like it tells a story without giving too much away. In a sense that it's like you see the juxtaposition straight away. It just shows the juxtaposition really. So it's like maybe the beginning to the end, and that's kind of the most important bits of the film. Whereas this one is kind of just going. It's just taking aspects from kind of every scene and putting it together. Yeah, chronological, and it just makes it just like seem like we've watched the whole film. Whereas Sketch is kind of like you don't know exactly what's happening. You can only really see the beginning, which is the girls when they like acting as girls, and the end. So that's why I prefer Sketch. And a lot of they use a music that correlates with what's happening, so it makes it more interesting for me to watch rather than this. It's kind of like they do use a variety of sounds, but it's just like when it's a horror, so they should use more non-diegetic sounds that are like makes your heart you know what I mean, like kind of have that effect on the audience. That's what I feel. Anyone else?
Yeah, that's it.
Really and truly, Sketch is better because we're able to relate to it more. Because in our household right now, do we ever see some spirit just come behind us when we're in the mirror?
Yeah, but it's two different genres, babe.
Yeah, but still.
Yeah, but it's
but still. Yeah, I know, still.
Okay, but it's a genre difference.
Yeah, and
it's a genre difference. So horror is obviously based off of fiction.
But some people
do. They don't. But that's true. But most horror is based off of non-fiction. So whereas Sketch is more obviously related to our lives, and we grew up in London, whatever. We can relate to that more obviously. But whereas horror is kind of a different genre, so you can't really give that kind of opinion. It's two different genres. So take into consideration if you want. But